Here we see an advert for the South Scarfo College de-education classes. While at first glance the poster seems harmless enough in attempting to promote a class as a normal course would, the true content can be interpreted as rather sinister. As we have already established, Scarfolk is a town that is saturated with contradictory information, whether it be distributed intentionally or unintentionally. In this case, there is a clear instance of ulterior motive behind this flyer. The appearance initially seems benign enough. It has the South Scarfo College branding to make it seem more official, and has a bright aesthetic that is popular stylistic choice of the supposed era this came from. The saturated solid colors of the visually appealing, simple graphic, and the bubbly text with various highlights detract from the objectively malevolent nature that the language itself conveys. In order to more clearly examine the identity that the language establishes, we must discuss what techniques the commercialists use and for what purpose they use them. First off, the quote is a glowing review of the product, but is anonymous without any stated source. It's almost as if it was put there simply for the sake of needing a verification. It could potentially provide this agenda with a human voice and increase its appeal to the public with its false critical acclaim. Second, note the application of visual emphasis to illustrate the main points with the poster efficiently. We see that knowledge and facts are distinctly highlighted along redundant and harmful. This subtle use of connotation in language correlates the ideals of knowledge with that of detriment. Finally, the ideas are prevalent throughout the piece were clearly meant to be in jest or satire, so the author decides to subtly include Easter eggs of sorts. This being a de-education campaign, there are purposely misspelled words like 13th and enrollment comically included. The humor itself stems from the fact that this situation is utterly ridiculous because of how Scarfolk resorts to extreme tactics of manipulation. Ultimately, this aspect of language adds to the comedic value rather than a better description of the town. All in all, we are able to get a clear image of what Scarfolk and its government stand for. What it seeks and endorses is the blissful ignorance of the general populace. The tone with which they approach people is casual and lighthearted, but this poster, just like its two-faced town, has a tone completely cancelled by the Scarfolk's tenet of involuntary volunteering.